What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you didn't see the live, go check out the live we done just a few minutes ago. You'll see what we got to get going on. We got a major oil leak. We got to start taking the front of the motor apart. Got another issue we got to hunt down too. Go to turbojohnracing.com if you want to support the channel. Buy some t-shirts or some hats. We'll see you at Rockingham this weekend, hopefully. Comment, like, and subscribe. Thanks, guys. All right, guys. Reading instructions is fundamental, right? We've had Mark Mincer shocks on the back here. We've had Mark Mincer shocks the whole time. And I've read the tuning guides occasionally, but I hadn't really read about setting this pressure. So we've always set it with the car down at ride height and set them on 80 PSI. And so I was reading the instructions again the other night, and it says you need to set it with the rear end hanging. But look at the difference, 30 PSI difference. So instead of having 80 pounds of pressure in this canister, like they recommend, it's only got 50. So read instructions. So he's gonna pump that thing up now. He got that gauge and fitting there from Mark Mincer too. Go check him out. That's awesome stuff. All right, guys, well, here we go. We got a major oil leak here. Front cover is leaking on the timing cover down here somewhere and slinging oil everywhere. We replaced that front seal, I don't know if it was last year or year before that, but we're gonna pull all this stuff off to get to it. Fuel pump's got to come off, turbo's got to come off, harmonic balancer, all that good stuff. Let's get to it. All right, guys, well, we almost got this thing off. It comes apart pretty easy. I mean, it just takes time to get it apart. So the big oil tank's out of the way. I think we're gonna be able to do this without taking the whole turbo off. We got the cold side off. I think we're gonna be fine. I think it kind of depends on how, when we get in there with the harmonic balancer puller to pull that balancer, if we got enough room. So a lot of lines. Courtney's over here helping out. He's like, how long y'all gonna be over there? I was like, oh, we're only going to be here for another hour or so. And then we cranked it up, and I was like, yeah, we're going to be here for a few more hours. So
John and Randy, and they all forget the kids' life when you got the little kids and all the school stuff still. Y'all are all past that. Y'all got older kids now.
You are correct.
So sometimes I don't get out of the house till Harper goes to bed.
Right.
If I want to be a good father, now I can be absent and just roll.
Which that's not an option. So he's got the Comet is running, but he said it's still having a little bit of an issue. He took it down the road today, and so he's got to work on that thing too. It's never ending. Go check his channel out too, guys. The Paint and Paper Hustle. All right, guys. Well, another disaster of a night, I guess I would say. Well, it's not really a disaster, but it is not ideal, is what I would say. We got everything off. The pulley, he's going to have to order another pulley. So this is the pulley. We got it off, and you see there's a nice, good line on this wear line. We also found a couple other issues. Down here on the crankshaft, see that little bit of friction welding. When we went to go pull off the harmonic balancer, the nut was not tight at all. And you can see the harmonic balancer was kind of wobbling around in the pulley here. And so we got the ATI super dampener here. And you see this goes on here. This is the harmonic balancer, the bolt and the washer. It generally just pops down on there. If you notice, this is recessed. This big washer is recessed. The reason it's recessed is because the crankshaft sticks out beyond the edge of the harmonic balancer here. So if this was not recessed, then you would get no torque on this. But if you notice, TKM, when they originally did this, they painted the inside of this washer pink. And this is the first time we've taken this thing apart, and there is now paint moved and altered off of the end here down in the bottom. So what we think happened is this little washer, when we torqued it down initially, if you look, that's on the thin part there. We think it probably collapsed this big washer, and that caused, instead of all the torque going on the harmonic balancer, all the torque, or some of the torque from the washer and the nut, went into the edge of the crankshaft. And so when that happened, now nothing is tight. This is not actually torqued down, and it began to wobble. And so beginning to wobble, of course, you get friction welding down there. And so luckily it didn't do a ton of damage, but that removed a little bit of material from that, and that's on the crankshaft. So I think we'll be okay. We'll just hit this with a file, and then I might get Kevin to look at this. Might get Randy to send a picture of this to Kevin and see what he thinks. I think it'll be okay, but you got to have a harmonic balancer that's a nice tight fit, otherwise it doesn't do what it's supposed to do. So a couple things, we got a couple issues. So we're not taking this car to the track this weekend, of course, because it is now Tuesday night. So he's got to get everything ordered. By the time he gets everything here, it'll probably be Thursday at best when it comes, and it's going to be a 4 to 5 hour job putting it back together. So we're out for the Civil Wars this weekend with Randy's Mustang, but we'll hop back on it as soon as he gets everything in, and then we should be at Rockingham next weekend for the grudge race, all steel, all glass. Kenny Fox is doing a race, so hopefully we'll be ready for that. All right, guys, we done. Comment, like, and subscribe. Thanks, guys.